Guys, so my name is Judith Ojo-Aromokudu. What do I do? I do many things, eh? I'm a mother, a family woman, a wife to a good man, mother to three children. I'm an architect. I've got many hobbies. I teach. I love to crochet. I love to cook. I enjoy entertaining, having people around. I'm a Christian. I love to read my Bible. So I always remember this song, I keep a light in my window. You wouldn't know it.
No, I'm too young.
It's a beautiful song and it's really about reaching out. You're welcome to the channel. I'm glad that you stopped by. I've been convinced by many beautiful women around me that I should work on this channel. And the channel is really to reach out to many young women and men and family people, who are dealing with life and also concerned about pursuing their career, pursuing their studies, be it a postgrad, honors, masters, even the PhD. So that is really what I'm hoping to push you along, cheer you along, and help us to reach higher potentials. So I hope you'll find it interesting. And thanks for dropping by again. I'm not an avid reader. I remember the first book I read as a teenager. I never liked reading. It was in the boarding house. The book was Lace. It was titled Lace. It was about these three girlfriends. One got pregnant and they all covered her up, say we're all pregnant and we all disappeared. So when the child came back, it was all their children. So they stood up for each other, which it was a good book. I read it. After that, I've read books I had to read in the academic journey, but I've also fallen in love with this lady. She writes fiction about the Bible. The title, Chronicles of the Kings, very good book, brings the Bible to life. This is Lynn Austin. Very good book. She writes like the likes of Francine Rivers. It's one of the books I've enjoyed reading. So academia, I think, chose me. As a child, everyone thought I'll be a doctor because I like to nurse those little wounds and things. But I was always a science student. And then on career choice, I'd actually wanted to do something with design and construction. And it emerged. So I ended up in architecture. I worked in practice in Nigeria and in South Africa, did a lot of community buildings. Eventually, I realized, wow, one cannot keep on driving out to sites. I was actually invited to take some courses in some technical courses, construction. So I was invited to academia. In SA, we would say I was headhunted to join the academic staff. And I found out that, wow, this is actually so good. I never knew I would enjoy it. And I more or less settled into academia. This happened in 2011 when I was invited. I taught housing technology, and then I had also done my master's at the time here in South Africa. And it's been interesting. I think on becoming an academic, you realize that you don't know. I was saying earlier in the day that, when you don't know, you actually don't know. But when you don't know that you don't know, you are even worse off. It's like you don't know that you don't know. You are completely blind. You are in the dark. But when you now come to realize that you don't know, it's a better place to be because then you look for help, you look for knowledge, and you grow. And then the more you get to know, the more you realize that you need to know more. And so I think that has led me more into research, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Family background, I was blessed to be born into the family I was born into. My dad, very interesting man, and my mom, lovely lady. By the way, today is her birthday. Your mom's 89 today. Yeah, I must call her. She's probably still sleeping. Anyway, so my dad's an engineer. My mom was a housewife. So we always had mom around, nurturing us, caring for us. Daddy was just the best provider, very loving family household. So myself and my siblings, I'm the second of three children, my older brother and my younger brother. We all ended up in the sciences. I mean, it's like, how can you not know maths? So we all ended up in the sciences. I went to school in Lagos, in Nigeria, in Corona School. Hey, go Corona. And then went off to Benin City, where I was at FGGC Benin, for my high school. And from there, I went off to Ife, where I studied architecture, Great Ife. From Ife, I got married, and almost immediately after, we relocated to South Africa, where I had my children. And I've been in South Africa for going to 30 years now. There's also an important part. I think every girl child needs to realize that the clock is ticking. You know, I was lucky to have a progression: primary school, secondary school, high school, marriage, children. The clock is ticking, and it's almost about making decisions. As a woman, as a girl child, you need to make decisions. If you are lucky, like I was, being in a nurturing environment that would say, no, this is what you must do, this, and then you just toe the line up to a point where you get to eventually know what you want, and definitely being a Christian, and if you are prayerful, you'll find yourself in areas where you would get the direction that you need. You don't want to end up looking back and saying, oh, if I had known, I would have married that guy, or if I had known, I would have stayed in that program. I wouldn't have dropped out despite this and despite that, because the time goes. And why do I say the time goes? As a woman, there's a point in your life that it's actually not your life. You're sort of living for others. When you start having children, you don't even have time for that. And I mean, that could be a whole story that I could tell about navigating losing yourself. I'm a Yoruba girl. In the Yoruba culture, you'd even be called by your child's name, to the point that you now start asking, who really am I? Especially if you are well educated and you feel, no, I don't need this in my life. I can also, but there's a time to abase and there's a time to abound. The time to abase, you abase. And when it's time to abound, you shine and do whatever you need to do. But in every situation, the Bible would say we should give thanks. It's a case of enjoying every season of your life, making the best of it. I remember being at home with my children. It was not easy, but I'm glad I did it. I have in my CV a 5-year gap. What was I doing? I was looking after children. And it's not a job that they'll say, thank you. It's like, it's your job. Just do it. So what do? You thank yourself. Well done. and make the best of it, but enjoy it, because when it's gone, it's gone. And I think even in that season, it's very important to keep yourself in touch with what you love, with your profession. So during the time I was looking after children, I did a course at home, an accounting course, ACCA. It's a professional accounting body. I registered for it, passed the first exam, went on to the second, and realized that, okay, I now have space to go back to my career journey. And every little step is a step rather than being stagnant. You don't want to find out that you're stagnant, you lose yourself. You have to remain true to yourself. If you are lucky to have those that will encourage you, good. If not, find those that will encourage you. Find them in the Bible, find them in your community, find them in your family, and carry on with what you need to do. Why would you stop by at my channel? I'm not perfect. I do have my flaws, But at the end of the day, you don't want to make the same mistakes I have made. Right? Don't ask me what those mistakes are because I don't know. I've reached a stage where I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful when it's raining. I'm grateful when it's shining. So if it's to learn that, I think it is. And I strongly believe in personal development. You keep on developing yourself. I sew, I crochet, I do whatever I need to do. I can change a tire. So you keep on developing yourself to the point that you are of benefit not only to yourself but to those around you, and make the best. A heart of gratitude is just so good. Yes, there will be times when you are upset, but always remember to go back to that heart of gratitude. So you do definitely should come back, stop by again. And there's a way you can remember or you can be notified when there's a new video out there. So if you want to get that reminder, click and subscribe to the channel. Bye.